What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I want to talk about three linebackers you should watch on the defensive side of the ball for our Atlanta Falcons heading into training camp. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for continuing to tune into the channel. If you would like to follow your boy on Twitter, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you would like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram, you also can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So like I mentioned in this video, I do want to talk about three players in our linebacking core that we need to watch for heading into training camp. The first linebacker that we need to watch for heading into this training camp is Dante Fowler Jr. He is a guy that we brought in last season. We gave him a big contract. I believe it was a 3 or 4 year deal. He was brought in mainly because he had a great relationship with Dan Quinn, our former head coach, who coached him at the University of Florida in college. But now that Dan Quinn is gone, I do expect Dante Fowler to have a bounce back season. Last year, he battled a high ankle sprain pretty much all season. He didn't have the sack totals or the numbers that a lot of the Falcons fans expected from him. But I do believe this year he's going to right that wrong. He's going to bounce back. I expect a big year from Dante Fowler, mainly because his contract depends on it. Dante Fowler did take a pay cut when Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith came in with this new regime. And Dante Fowler basically accepted the pay cut, and they restructured his deal where pretty much every sack he gets incentives off of every sack that he gets this year. So I expect Dante Fowler to play with his hair on fire. I'm one of Dante Fowler's biggest fans. I do think that Dante Fowler has what it takes to be the leader on that defensive line, to be one of those guys to get 10 plus sacks. And this season, I expect a lot from a guy like Dante Fowler Jr. I do believe, like I said, that he will bounce back and can possibly have 10 sacks or more. Could possibly be a guy that makes the Pro Bowl, but I definitely think that he'll be a guy this year in Dean Pees' scheme, that he's back now playing that outside linebacker role. I really expect him to turn it up a notch this season, having a competent play caller, a guy that's going to put him in great positions to succeed, a guy that's going to move him around a lot on the defensive line like Dean Pees, where he's going to put him in great positions, opportunistic positions where he can get after the passer. And I really expect this year Dante Fowler to step up and be everything that we thought he was last year. I really think that he was disappointed in his effort or his performance last year. And he said that, he was injured last season, and he's definitely going to bounce back. So I expect nothing but big things this year from a guy like Dante Fowler Jr. Last season, he did have a couple explosive plays against the Detroit Lions on that 4th and goal. He blew up Adrian Peterson in the backfield. He came off the edge unblocked and was able to stop Adrian Peterson from getting in the end zone. And he did that a couple times last year on the goal line, where he showed his strength, he showed his athleticism. And I think we're going to see a lot more out of Dante Fowler this year. So I expect big things from Dante Fowler Jr. But like I said, his contract depends on it. He's playing for the bag. And when players are in the contract year, they play a lot better. So I expect Dante Fowler Jr. to exceed our expectations this year. The second linebacker in our linebacking core that I expect to have a big season, and he's a guy that's kind of going under the radar, is Ofoye Oluokun. Ofoye Oluokun is a guy last year that took over for Devondre Campbell, who went to sign with the Arizona Cardinals. And last year, Ofoye Oluokun proved why he was the Falcons' best kept secret for the last couple years, being on the bench and basically playing special teams and being one of those rotational linebackers. Last year, a lot of the Falcons fans and a lot of the media believed that he was the best linebacker on our team last year. Personally, I don't agree with that. I think that Deion Jones is still the alpha male, is the leader in that locker room, is the top playmaker in that locker room, and is the leader of this team. Even though he's not as vocal as the Foye Oluokun, I do believe that this linebacking group goes as Deion Jones goes. But Foye Oluokun is a leader as well. And I expect Deion Jones and Foye Oluokun to feed off of each other. Foye Oluokun is one of those guys who is a vocal guy. He's a guy last year that was a fire starter. He was a guy who brought, was that spark on the defense. If you remember in that Dallas Cowboys game, he had like 3 or 4 forced fumbles against Zeke Elliott. And last year he played like a Pro Bowler, to be completely honest. He should have made the Pro Bowl. Foye Oluokun was snubbed last year, but he did win Defensive Player of the Week in one of those games last season. He had a nice interception on the goal line against the Kansas City Chiefs where he almost returned it for a touchdown. And he played great football last year. He showed why he should have been playing over a guy like Devondre Campbell. To me, Deion Jones and Foye Oluokun are the best tandem linebackers in the game. As far as I'm concerned, they are the best coverage linebackers as a tandem in the game. It's nothing those guys can't do. They can play the run. They can play in space. They're great at in coverage. And both of those guys proved last year when they were turned loose that they could be guys that can get after the passer as well. Those guys are good off coming off the edge and blitzing. They're good at disguising their blitzes. And Foye Oluokun is an excellent special teams player as well. So Foye Oluokun really doesn't have any weaknesses in his game. And I expect him to get I expect him to get better and better every season. I don't expect to see any drop off in his game. I really think that he's going to continue to get better. And I really think that he could be a player that the Falcons look at re-signing next season, because last year he definitely had a Pro Bowl season. And anytime Foye Oluokun has been given opportunities, like the year that Deion Jones broke his foot, he's proven that he's a guy that you can count on and that he's a leader. So I expect Foye Oluokun to have a big season. I do think that he has the ability to lead our team in tackles, and he could possibly be a guy to lead our team in turnovers, because he's a guy that can take the football away in coverage, and he's a guy that's great at knocking the football out and doing that peanut punch where he's knocking the football out and causing fumbles. So I really think that Foye Oluokun is going to be one of those guys this season that's going to open up a lot of eyes around the league. I think him and Deion Jones is going to step into that spotlight and be guys that everybody's talking about around the league. And with them being coached by a guy like Dean Pease, who's going to allow those guys to roam free and allow those guys to make plays, I really think that him and Deion Jones are going to be a force to be reckoned with the next couple years. But I definitely think that Foye Oluokun and Deion Jones are going to be staples for this Atlanta Falcons defense for a very long time, similar to Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright for the Seattle Seahawks. I really think that those guys are going to be a tandem that you're going to see together for a very long time, barring injuries. And with that being said, the third linebacker that I think we should watch for, heading into this training camp is Deion Jones. I just talked about Deion Jones. Deion Jones is my favorite defensive player. Between him and Foye Oluokun, those two guys are like my two favorite defensive players on this team. And I really expect Deion Jones to have another stellar season. He's another guy that, to me, every year should be, in the Pro Bowl talks. An article came out a couple days ago where they talked about Deion Jones possibly being able to break the all-time record for pick sixes or interceptions returned for touchdowns. He's one interception away from tying the NFL record. And I definitely think before his career is over, because Deion Jones is only 27, he's going to be one of those guys that's going to break that mark for interceptions returned for touchdowns. He's a playmaker. I made a whole video a couple days ago on Deion Jones, but he's one of those guys that, to me, is the fastest linebacker in the league, the best coverage linebacker in the game, one of the smartest guys on the football field. when it comes to his knowledge of the game. And he's another guy similar to Foye Oluokun that doesn't have any weaknesses in this game. He can play the run well. He can rush the passer. And he's a guy that's excellent and stellar in coverage. So I really expect Foye Oluokun, Deion Jones, those guys to be at the top of the league as far as tackles, interceptions, and pass breakups, and even sacks, because Dean Pease is going to send those guys from everywhere. And I expect Deion Jones and Foye Oluokun to wreak havoc on opposing offenses this season. But with that being said, you guys let me know what you think of the video. You let me know what you think about the upcoming season. Let me know what you think about these guys heading into training camp. And let me know if it's a guy that you think that I missed talking about as far as the linebacking core. But I definitely think Dante Fowler Jr., Foye Oluokun, and Deion Jones, I believe those guys are three of the best linebackers in the game. I do believe that the Falcons are a top three linebacking core, if not the best linebacking core in the NFL. But with that being said, this been your boy Jew. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Help your boy get to 2,000 subs. Also, tune in tomorrow night to What's the Word Dirty Bird, which is my live show I do every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. We will be talking about the state of the Atlanta Falcons, and we will be talking about my expectations and my special guest that I'll have on the show, his expectations for the Falcons in this upcoming season. It is going to be streaming from my channel, Jew Talk Sports only. It is going to be just me each and every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Only streaming from my channel. It's no longer going to be streaming from Atlanta Falcons Nation. So if you want to watch What's the Word Dirty Bird and tune into the live stream, you will have to strictly go to Jew Talk Sports to watch my episodes of What's the Word Dirty Bird, because now it is an exclusive Jew Talk Sports show. I am still a part of Atlanta Falcons Nation. You still will see me on all of the shows that we do there, like Kicking It with K-Styles occasionally. You'll still see me also when the season starts back up on the Atlanta Falcons Heavy Hitters, which is me, Mad Mike, and K-Styles on Tuesday nights. I still will be tuning in, and you can catch us on Atlanta Falcons Nation for those shows. But for my live show, you strictly will have to now come to Jew Talk Sports to view my live streams every Wednesday night. So please tune in tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Please let a friend or family member know about the channel, about my page, and about the live shows every Wednesday night. You're not going to want to miss our special guest tomorrow. It's going to be another Atlanta Falcons YouTuber that will be tuning in or joining me tomorrow night. So you're definitely going to want to tune in. You're not going to want to miss us talking about the upcoming season. We also will be taking your questions, as always, during the Atlanta Falcons Q&A session, which will be me and my special guest. But with that being said, this be your boy Jew. I'll highlight you guys in the next video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. Peace.